Welcome back to the channel, Magic the Gathering fans. On this episode of Card Anthology, we'll be taking a look at the next set in the series. This set came after the expansion set known as Scourge, which is part of the Onslaught block. So, with that being said, let us go over the core set known as 8th edition. Eighth edition was released on July 28th of the year 2003 and marked the 10th anniversary of the Magic the Gathering franchise. It was designed and developed by Randy Buehler, Elaine Chase, Michael Denai, Robert Gashera, William Jockish, Mark Rosewar, with contributions from Paul Barkley, Kieran Chase, and Brady Dommermuth. Jeremy Crawford would be the art director of the set. The symbol of the set was that of the number 8 in front of a set of cards. 8th edition had a total of 357 cards, which consisted of 113 commons, 113 uncommons, 111 rares, and 20 basic lands. This set had at least one card from all of the previous expansion sets that was not printed in the last core set. This was due to Wizards of the Coast wanting to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Magic the Gathering's original release. Some of the cards included were voted on via MagicTheGathering.com to see which cards from previous sets would get reprinted. 8th edition was sold in 15 card booster packs that featured the artwork of Blinding Angel, Lurgoyf, Phyrexian Plaguelord, Two-Headed Dragon, and Tidal Kraken. This set was also sold in a 2-player starter set, 24 card demo game boosters, 10 card sampler packs, and also had 5 theme decks, which were the white colored Life Boost deck, the blue colored Sky Slam deck, the black colored Expulsion deck, the red colored Speed Scorch deck, and the green colored Heavy Hitters deck. 8th edition included some changes to the cards, mechanics, and the rules overall. For instance, card frames were redesigned and narrow at the edges of the cards, the tap symbol being changed to the curved arrow without the rectangle behind it, and the lands would be renamed to be changed to Basic Land, along with the actual land type after it with a long dash in between. An early problem with the redesign at first glance was that the card frames and the artifact cards were hard to tell apart. This problem would be fixed in 5th Dawn as the artifact cards would be darkened. Along with that, when it comes to the draw phase, this part of the player's turn would no longer use the stack. This meant that the player simply draws a card and see what they draw before beginning of draw step triggers. There were 3 cycles that were part of this core set. The first cycle was the Circle of Protections. These were white enchantments that have a mana cost of 2 and the ability to prevent all damage from a source of a given color for 1 generic mana. The circles were Circle of Protection White, Circle of Protection Blue, Circle of Protection Black, Circle of Protection Red, and Circle of Protection Green. The next cycle were the Lucky Charms, which are artifacts that had a triggered ability. It allows the controller to pay 1 generic mana to gain 1 life when a spell of a given color resolves. The Lucky Charms were Ivory Cup, Crystal Rod, Throne of Bone, Iron Star, and Wooden Sphere. The last cycle were the Tap Lands, which were the dual lands that came from the Invasion expansion set. The Tap Lands were Shivan Oasis, Elfhame Palace, Coastal Tower, Salt Marsh, with the last of the Tap Lands being Urborg Volcano. The cards Elfhame Palace and Coastal Tower had also seen the most standard play. There were 167 cards that were added in 8th edition that were not printed in the previous core set. Big cards that were printed in these editions were cards such as Blood Moon, Bribery, Hammer of Bogarden, Intruder Alarm, Obliterate, Planar Portal, Underworld Dreams, Gravepat, and the Urzatron lands, which went all the way back to the expansion set known as Antiquities. There were 160 cards that were printed in 7th edition that did not see a reprint in this core set. Some of the noteworthy cards that were not reprinted were cards such as Earthquake, Hurricane, Land of War Elves, Force Spike, Meekstone, Lord of Atlantis, Wildfire, and Counterspell. There were also 40 cards that appeared in all core sets up to this point. The noteworthy cards of this group were cards such as Goblin King, Healing Salve, Stone Rain, Disrupting Scepter, Jayamday Tome, Dingus Egg, Unsummoned, and Giant Growth. There were many notable cards that came from the 8th edition set. The first was Zombify, which is a black sorcery card for 4 mana that returns a target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. This card was used a fair amount in Reanimator decks, with the best result being part of a top 8 deck in Worlds 2003. The next card was Ensnaring Bridge, which is an artifact for 3 mana that states that creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand can attack. This card is used for stalling big creatures from attacking and has seen lots of play in the Modern and Legacy formats. Defense Grid was an artifact card that costs 2 mana, and during each player's turn, each other player's spells cost 3 more mana to play. This card is seen in multiple formats and was part of the standard top 8 decks of Greater Gift and Enduring Ideal in early 2005 during the Worlds competition. Plow Under was a green sorcery card for 5 mana and is able to put 2 target lands on top of their owner's library. In the standard format of its time, it was seen in the Worlds 2004 competition held in San Francisco and was part of 2 top 8 Astral Slide decks. Past that, however, it does not see much play in other formats. Birds of Paradise was a 0/1 bird creature for 1 green mana that has flying and the ability to tap itself to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. It has seen play in many formats and is considered to be one of the most versatile mana creature cards in all of Magic's history. Rewind is a blue sorcery for 4 mana and counters a target spell. After countering the target spell, you untap up to 4 target lands. Rewind is known as one of the free spells, and while it saw plenty of standard play when it was printed in Magic 2013, as an 8th edition card, it was only part of 3 total top 8 decks in 3 different professional competitions. This card was typically found in blue-white decks in these times. City of Brass was a non-basic land card that deals 1 damage to you if it becomes tapped. You can tap City of Brass to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. This card was part of 5 top 8 standard decks in 3 different competitions and was included in the decks Goblins, Blue-Green, and also Affinity. This card also sees a decent amount of play in Legacy, Vintage, and Commander as well. Pyroclasm was a red sorcery card for 2 mana, and this card deals 2 damage to each creature. This card was used to kill off very small and quick creatures, along with most notably being part of many top 8 Affinity decks in various competitions for the standard format. The last card was Wrath of God, which is a white sorcery card for 4 mana and destroys all creatures on the battlefield, along with not being able to be regenerated. This was one of the most notorious board wipes in all of Magic's history and has been included in several decks of a vast number of formats. As far as the standard format, it was part of a few top Astral Slide decks, but was mostly seen in a vast number of weight decks in this time period. Along with that, Wrath of God has also seen lots of play in 2011 and 2012, as it was part of many top 8 Stoneblade and Caw-Blade decks. A sealed booster box of 8th edition is worth around $250. So that is all for this episode of Card Anthology for Magic the Gathering. I hope everyone enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please sure to hit that like button and post something in the comments section. Be sure to also subscribe to the channel for more videos such as this one. You can follow us on Twitter by going to the Card Bazaar at the Card Bazaar CC to see what we're doing next for the channel. Make sure you check out our sponsor 5-Color Combo and check out their website with all their products. While you're there, make sure you use the code TheCardBazaar to get a 5% discount on your total purchase. If you missed our previous episodes over Innistrad and Scourge, be sure to hit the links in the video description to watch them right now. Our next episode will be over the set Mirrodin, so be on the lookout for that episode soon. That is all I have today, everyone. Coach over here signing out, and I will see you all next time.